Okay, and I've gone ahead and muted everyone. So, at the appropriate times, you can unmute yourself. We'll have some Q&A. And today is our Thursday morning business call for September 21st. And it is the first day in fall. Fall has come upon us. It's autumn equinox. And can you believe we're only 3 weeks away from our international annual conference, which is so exciting. So very, very excited to be here with you today. As we typically do on our Wednesday morning directors mastermind, we usually come up with some juicy stuff to talk about. And today we wanted to talk about conference prep and virtual watch parties. I think this is important to kind of start moving things. So I've got some notes I'm going to share from while people are still continuing to come in. But the good news is, bad news is, the conference is sold out. It's going to be 3,000 of us gathered together in Orlando 3 weeks from today for the Thursday evening reception. And I guess it's an 80s party, so you're supposed to dress up like you did, back in the 80s, right? 40 years ago. And then all day Friday, all day Saturday, with an awards banquet on Saturday evening. It's going to be fabulous. So I'm really looking forward to seeing many of you there. The good news is, the other good news is people can still buy virtual tickets. And that's really important, I think, for people to be able to do that. Hold on a second. I got to make Robin the co-host so she can help welcome people in while I'm kind of focused on what I'm saying here with you. So, so the good news is virtual ticket sales are still available. So I think as a team, as an organization, it's time to shift our focus from encouraging people to attend in Orlando. Congratulations on those of you that are going to be there, and those of you that have encouraged other team members to be there with you. Congratulations. Can't wait to see you and hug you and, be together there. But I think the time now is to focus to get everyone that's not going to physically be there, to get them to commit to a virtual conference ticket. And, it's not as good as physically being there, but it's pretty great to virtually be there. So what I'm encouraging everyone to do is kind of do a head count with your team. It's up to you as emerging leaders, whether your team's 2 or 200 or 2,000, to know who's going to be attending physically and who's going to be attending virtually. And I'd start making a list. I'd be making phone calls, and I really challenge you to know everyone on your team, whether they're going to be there physically with you or whether they purchased a virtual ticket. And my gut feeling is, if someone isn't going to be there physically and isn't willing to purchase a virtual ticket, they're probably a customer in disguise as a brand partner, right? They're probably not really they're not really concerned about building the business. So I really encourage all of us to get a good tally of who they are, and the folks that haven't bought the ticket, the virtual tickets or physical attendance, virtual tickets. And I know some people are going to be working and won't be able to virtually attend. And that's okay, because if you buy the virtual ticket, you have unlimited replay rights for several weeks. Okay, so people will be able to go in and, maybe they work day shifts and they can watch it at night. Maybe they work night shifts and they can, but I really think everybody on your team ought to be either physically attending or bought that virtual ticket. And so I'm just touching base with my notes. Robin and I had the blessing, as you know, being in Sardinia a couple of weeks ago with David and Meredith and Ryan, our new global vice president, and 21 of the other top SPDs from around the world. And I can't tell you everything that David told us, but I can tell you what he told us certainly got us so fired up. If we couldn't afford to buy a plane ticket to be there, we'd probably hitchhike and, and put up a tent if we had to, but we'd be there. Obviously, we've already got our tickets and we are going to fly there. We are going to stay at the host hotel. But I just think it's, these annual conferences, I mean, it's hard to imagine David outdoing himself what he did last year, but he says, you haven't seen nothing yet. People are going to be blown away with what he shares at this conference. And I think that's the enthusiasm you need to share with your teams to get everybody committing to buying a virtual ticket. And if they're buying a virtual ticket, the next thing you want to do is encourage everyone to maybe do a virtual watch party in their home on Friday and Saturday, if they can, and invite friends, family, customers, cross-line brand partners, pull the LifeWave community and prospects together. And Sunshine Rose has created a wonderful invitation, and we're going to be juicing it up. It's absolutely gorgeous, and we're going to be making that available for everyone to use. So you could, email an invitation with your date, time, place, and invite them to your watch party. And regarding these watch parties, I'd suggest that you plan on doing Friday and Saturday with a potluck lunch. Typically in the evening, everything kind of winds down. And on Saturday evening, there's going to be awards ceremony and banquet. And I don't even know if they'll broadcast that. But the key is you want your folks with you on Friday morning if possible, because the kickoff of the conference, I'm sure David's going to hog the stage, and that's going to be so cool. And we have, some ideas what he's going to be sharing, and we'll all know like 21 days from now, actually 22 days from now, we'll be sitting in the chairs in our home, in someone else's home, or at the conference. And I know we're all going to be blown away with what David shares with us. And then, we always have a nice lunch break at the conference, typically an hour and a half, and you can have a potluck lunch at your home or your team members. So we're going to kind of write up some suggestions to how to hold a virtual watch party. So in addition to having an invitation you can send to people, we're going to give you some guidelines on how to handle a virtual watch party. We got a number of our leaders that have done this numerous times, that are going to be chiming in, and probably Monday evening we'll probably give some training on how to conduct an effective watch party, and we'll be sharing that. So I just want to encourage you all, this is the time to find out who's going up the hill with you and who's sitting at the bottom. And again, if you got some folks that and maybe some people are just financially challenged and can't afford it. It's hard to imagine somebody can't scrape together $149, but some people can't. And I know sometimes some people have kind of snuck it out on Zoom or something, so I'm not suggesting you do that, but I've heard that it's been done. But I really think it's so important to get your people together. So that's, the watch parties for the virtual. For those of us that are going to be in physical attendance, a few suggestions we'd like to make, and this came from our call yesterday with our directors mastermind, is I'd suggest, if everybody on your team is going to be there, put together a little text message group. So when you're there, you and your core team members can be texting back and forth. Hey, let's meet over out by the fountain at break time, or at lunch. At lunch, let's go to the Mexican restaurant together. Or, hey, after it's over today, let's meet, in the lounge or something. It's really good to be connected. Say, hey, we're sitting up in the upper left-hand corner, row 5, and I've got 3 extra seats, or whatever it is. But I think it's really fun to be interactive, communicating with your team while you're there. So I suggest, this is one of the reasons you want that list. You want to know who's going to be there, and, make sure that, you're in communication with them and each other, and everybody's communicating with each other. The other thing, if you're physically in attendance, we've decided to do it again. We did it last year. Thank you, Janet Kiefer. It was her idea that could we have one day where we all wear the same color? And so it's a little easier to find each other. So Friday is going to be Friday White Day. So we're all going to be wearing white, whether it's a shirt, a blouse, a dress, a shawl, whatever you want to do. But, some of us are going to be wearing our Live Younger
Yeah,
activate your stem cell shirts. Some of us are going to be, and what we'd like to encourage everyone to do, and I should have mine on, but are to have also the blue activate your stem cell magnetic name tag. So imagine, all of us running around with our Live Younger shirts and activate your stem cells, or just a white shirt with your activate your stem cell blue name tag, in addition to your conference name tag. And it's just a nice way, because we get together on these calls 2-3 times a week, and we see familiar faces, familiar voices, but some of us have never met each other. And I personally want to meet each and every one of you. Robin and I want to give you all a big hug. And this is just going to be a great way for us to get to know each other and continue building, the wonderful Live Younger community within the LifeWave community and opportunity.
Hey, honey.
Yeah, Robin, go ahead.
Yeah. Sunshower was showing off her name tag.
Oh.
There, that's it. And you can order those. I'm actually going to find the link where you can get a reduced price if you order a group of them. But what I wanted to share was, for those of you that
yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So in our Live Younger YouTube channel, there's a new playlist called Michael Jaco, and there's a new video of Michael interviewing David. Anyone who has seen that is inspired. And I highly recommend everyone watch it as soon as possible, because he talks a little bit about what he's going to be talking about without saying too much. And like Gregory said, when we were in Sardinia, David shared some things and my mouth dropped open, and I went, what a privilege, truly, to be representing what this man is creating to enhance humanity. And when you hear that, I think you'll feel the same. I had people that said they dropped on their knees in tears. This is way more than a company, way more than a business. We have an opportunity to change the world, and we get to work with this man that has over 150 patents, committed to 100% age reversal and enhancing the quality of life for everyone on this earth. So I invite you all to watch that. Corolla said, we watched the video with our CEO today. And what did you think, Corolla? Let us know what you thought. Was it worth your time? And so please do watch that. Yep, it was worth it, huh? Yes, and Sarah said she cried too. I know, I heard that from several people. Truly, this is beyond, yes, we got the drone last year, which was amazing, but what he's going to be sharing is going to directly affect our business and our lives. So please do go to liveyoungeryoutube.com, click playlist, click Michael Jaco, and watch the interview with David for anyone who's on the fence about getting a virtual ticket, okay, or coming to your watch party, okay? All right.
And there's 2 other interviews there. When you go there, you're going to see the next one. The second one is an interview with Barry and Connie Lucas, which is classic and, heartfelt, and David, Michael Jaco interviewing them. And then, Robin and I were blessed to be interviewed by Michael the following day. So it's kind of a triple header. There's these 3 new videos of Michael Jaco interviewing us and David on his run to SPD. And most of you know that last Sunday, he crossed the finish line as a new senior presidential director. So we celebrate him and his team. So I know there was a number of directors on the call yesterday that maybe if you'd like to shine some light, I kind of unloaded what I had to share. And if any of you would like to share, just raise your hand or just, pop in. But love to hear from a few of you, and then we'll do a little Q&A if anybody has any questions about physical or virtual attendance.
Well, I'll jump in while other directors are getting ready to share. And Corolla said she watched all 3 videos. Wow. Yes, thank you, Corolla.
Great.
Okay, so
Great.
we would love the creativity from our community to share with each other about fun ideas of what you can do. Maybe, what kind of potluck you want to have, what you're going to offer. Because community is such an important part of our business, being together, linking arms, and sharing with the world great news. So if you have creative ideas of what you're going to do at your watch party, we want to hear them and share them, because a lot of people will be gathering together, and it's really more fun to watch together. So
Mhm.
who else? Why don't you raise your hand? Any of you that have ideas or were on the director's call and want to share some of your ideas, we are ready to hear. Sunshower.
Hello,
Thank you.
hello.
Hi.
Oh, my camera went weird here. Here I am zooming, telling people how to zoom, and my camera's weird. I love the idea that we're all going to wear the same color on Friday at the convention. I thought I'd wear white today because I think the suggestion was that we wear white. And I think
Yeah.
that worked really well last year too. What was I going to say? So cool to just, the hugs that you get. I mean, this is a heart-to-heart business. You figured that one out, right? So to be able to actually, if you ever hugged anybody on the left side, most people head for the right. If you do it on the left side, it's definitely heart to heart then. That's a great way to hug people. I can't wait to see all of you. And I really want to meet Dr. Edward Chu. That's my main thing from last year. He just impressed me so much, and he's so cute from Malaysia. So can't wait, and can't imagine what David Schmidt has up his sleeve for us this year.
Thank you. And Edward Chu, Dr. Chu is adorable. And I vouch for that one. So does Gregory. He spent 6 weeks with them in Thailand. So he's a wonderful. And when we get closer to the convention, we'll talk about, your intentions for the convention of meeting. Who do you want to meet and things like that. So Kay, you've got your hand up. You're next.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Gregory, for the great presentation you did, and for mentioning that there will be a recording for those who can't watch live at the particular time.
Correct.
However, the email that came out from the company this morning does not mention that. So I'd like to ask if you could get that whoever's sending those emails out to add that, because it says nothing about being able to watch it except at the times they mention.
Okay, yeah, we have a call coming up with Garrett Johnson, our U.S. country manager, in a couple hours, and we will definitely discuss that and get that fixed.
I think a whole lot more people will sign up if they know they don't have to be sitting in front of their TV all that time.
Beautiful. Thanks for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Okay, John. Hello, John.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Okay, so I will be at the convention, but the first thing for the watch party that popped up to me is if you're having a watch party, have a copy of the agenda printed out so everyone gets a copy of that. And then whether they watch it all at the same time, at least you have a printed out copy of what's going to happen at what times, where the breaks are. It really just kind of creates enthusiasm before it even starts.
Well said.
So that would be my tip.
Very good. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else? Questions or comments, or otherwise we can bring this call in for an early close. Hey, Heidi. Good morning.
Hey, I actually live in Orlando, and if someone wants an email of all of the close walking distance restaurants to where to meet, you'd mentioned the Mexican restaurant. There actually is one.
Yeah, well, that's a great idea, Heidi. Maybe we could work together and create a little list for the team of local restaurants. Awesome.
Awesome.
Huh. I don't know where that came from.
Huh.
Let's see how we can stop that.
Okay, we also have Beth Weatherford that has her hand up. So Beth, you want to share what you want to share?
I am curious about the agenda to schedule the watch party. My thinking is, I remember it started at about 9 o'clock in the morning, which would be 11 where I am, so that I can plan the breaks ahead of time would be wonderful. And how
Actually,
late we're
you have
going to
it
go.
backwards. You have it backwards, my dear.
Huh?
We're 2 hours earlier than Florida, not late.
Oh, right. So we'll see how it's important to know the time. So if it starts at 9, we're starting at 7.
That's
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah, if it starts at 9, it'd be 7 Mountain, it would be 6 o'clock Pacific, 6 a.m. I think it starts at 10 though. I'm not sure. But
Okay, can we find
we'll get
out
all the
and when you think the
details.
break will be?
We'll get all the details. Typically, they run about a 2-hour session, 2.5 hours, and then it's a lunch break. We'll have all the details early next week. And if so, we'll have them all on our Monday newsletter and on our Monday call. So,
Okay,
All the
thank you.
All the times are listed, Gregory, in the email that corporate sent out this morning. They just have to look at their email.
Ah,
oh, good. Thank
wonderful.
you. I need to look at my email. Thank you.
I'm trying to find it and I'm not seeing it. So okay.
Okay. Beth, you have your hand up. Go ahead, please.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Oh, you just spoke. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen. Where'd you go?
There, got it. I was unmuting.
Okay.
A couple questions. Somewhere I saw that there was going to be 80s dress for Saturday night. Is that correct?
I thought it was Friday night for the Saturday night. No, I think it's Friday night. Excuse me. I think
for
it's
the-
Thursday night for the reception.
Thursday night for the reception?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll check that out. Okay.
Okay.
The other question was, those of us that are going, that will be there, do we get the replays? I mean, we can still have a watch party afterwards, can't we?
Absolutely. You can have.
Yes.
Thank you for mentioning that. And a lot of people, we should all be doing that, is having a watch party with selected issues. And you could do them several weeks, on a Saturday morning, you'd show this 2-hour segment. Next Saturday, you could show the next 2-hour segment, or an evening. Yes.
Okay.
Very, very good point. Thank you.
Let me just check to make sure yeah, got it.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. So let's see, who else has their hand up?
Sunshower.
Sunshower.
Let's see, I got this idea, if you're gonna have a watch party, and if you really want to be a Live Younger fan, wear white, put on, if you happen to have your name tag, wear it, and have a group shot taken. And then we can post everybody's group party shots up on the Live Younger Facebook page, maybe some
So
other
fun.
Oh, that's a great idea.
the other thing I'm going to do, because I was born in Canada, I'm still a Canadian citizen living here since who knows when. You don't want to know when I got here. But I'm going to have one of those flags that's both US and Canada. Have you ever seen one? And that's going to be a way I'm going to find Carl Krebs and his team. And Ravel and everybody who's Canadian.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
All right.
Yeah. And just so everyone knows, the Canadian Roadshow is now complete. And Garrett traveled all across Canada doing a whistle stops tour. Canada has woken up. People are excited, and a bunch are coming and a bunch are doing watch parties. But it was truly a blessing and a privilege for me to get to be with people in Winnipeg and be part of the roadshow, and had a great time. Met wonderful people like Carola and Roger, who are on the call this morning, and many, many others. It touched my heart. Just really amazing people. Yeah.
Beautiful. So, John, you still have your hand up. Do you have something else you want to share, or you just forgot to take your hand down?
No, I wanted to verify the 80s party is Thursday evening
Oh,
prior
good.
to the
Thank you.
convention.
Okay, beautiful. And Heidi, you got your hand back up again?
Only to recognize someone in the chat that wanted to know if there's airport transportation from the hotel. There is not. So that's why I'm holding a business card for a airport shuttle company that I can recommend with their high credentials. I've been hanging out around the hotel lobbies.
Okay, Mears Deluxe. And I'm kind of an Uber guy now. Uber is so simple. Okay, thank you, Heidi. Well, I do want to shift us and get ready to bring the call to a close. I do want to update everybody on customer service. 1,000 apologies. The pain of growth. It just is what it is. The sales doubled and calls doubled. Okay, so the good news is we're with a growth company. And the other good news is they got 14 more customer service reps that are starting that they've hired. So they're going to rise up to the occasion. They got surprised. The average calls went from 1,000 a day to over 2,000 a day, and they just couldn't handle it. So they're expanding as rapidly as they can. And so, just bear with us. It's worth the wait. So, so, if you have got somebody that gets kind of frustrated because you can't get onto customer service, one of the strategies when we had a bottleneck in customer service a few months ago is you tell your prospect or your customer, whoever it is, that, hey, we have kind of a long wait on customer service. I'm going to get them on the phone and I'll three-way you in. So you don't have to keep them on hold with you. And you can be on hold and be multitasking, doing something else. And if it's 5, 10, 15 minutes, what's the big deal? And when customer service says, hey, hold on a second, I have a customer, a brand partner that has a question, and hold on, please, and let me get them on the line. I mean, they made you wait, you can make them wait. Okay. So, and that's a way to be, to kind of soften the blow with our customers and our brand partners that are dealing with some challenges. So, I think with that said, I feel like we're pretty complete. We're right at the bottom of the hour, so we're right on time. And we just love all of you. We're so excited to be in the countdown mode. 21 days from now, many of us will be there physically in Orlando, and 22 days we'll all be there physically or virtually. So we can't wait to see what David's got in store for us.
And just so everyone knows, I'm sending an email to our events department to resend the invitation for the virtual experience and let people know that they'll have access to the replay. So
Good.
We will keep you posted, everybody, on that. And hopefully they'll send another email out with that in case people cannot make that specific time. And anyone who, in the past, anyone who had a live or virtual ticket had access to the conference for several weeks afterward on replay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. You can unmute and say farewell if you'd like.
Thanks, Robin and Gregory.
See you next week. Thank you.
Great call.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you so
Everybody,
much.
very exciting times.
Thanks for all the
Thank
information.
you.
You guys are awesome.
Amazing as
Appreciate
usual.
you.
Woohoo.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.